You're listening to Garden Master Ken Lain and the Top 10 Gardener Podcast. Welcome to the Top 10 Garden Show.
And we are back with Lisa Waters Lain in the studio. She comes each week with your garden questions. Just what are people talking about? So you have been like one industrious little bumblebee, my little dear.
Little bumblebee?
It's something like that. It came out of my head. Yeah. So you've hired lots of people. You've been interviewing like crazy. You've got roses in. You got teams of people cleaning, sweeping, setting tables up. It's coming. It's not here, but we're getting ready.
We're getting ready. I can feel it. There's like the excitement out there. People are definitely ready to be outside this year.
I was telling folks that the classes are large. So there's some energy there. And I think part of it is we've just been pent up way too long.
Definitely.
You can only bake cookies so long. And finally you just put on 10 pounds. You need to get outside and do something.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I've baked enough cookies to last a lifetime.
So what kind of garden questions do you think we have that would be interesting?
You bet. So Catherine's out in Chino.
All right.
She wants to know, is it too early to be planting fruit trees yet? And then it's a two-part question. So pay attention.
Go, Catherine. Oh, only one and done.
Second part, well, actually, maybe it's a three-part. Are all peaches self-pollinating? So peach trees. Okay. And then second one, which is the best cherries for this area?
Okay, so that's one, Catherine. You should take the 10-mile drive and visit us here at the garden center. It's worthwhile.
It is.
But real quickly, we can go over in 90 seconds or whatever over the airwaves. Yes, you can plant fruit trees right now. It is a very good time. So grab them while you can. Mm-hmm. We even just got some apricots in.
We did.
We could not find apricots to save us last year. There were none. So we plugged more and we got them in. They're fully rooted and they look really good.
They do. So they look nice.
They're going to fruit, and they're a fruiting age, so they'll produce well for you. Going back to, can you plant? Yes. Peaches, pitted fruits generally are self-pollinated or self-fruitful. It only takes one. It's got the male and female flower in the same tree. So peaches, all the peaches are self-pollinating. All of the apricots self-pollinating. Many of the plums are. Cherries 50-50. So it just depends. They all do better if you can get different varieties. Put a Glenhaven and a Red Baron or an Alberta and a Ranger. You can put two varieties out there. You'll do better. The fruits will be bigger, but it will produce by itself. Mm-hmm. And the other one was, cherries.
Best cherries.
Cherries are going to be, generally takes 2 cherries to have good cherry crops. Now, there are some varieties like your Lapins. I think the sour cherries, all the pie cherries. Stella's a sweet cherry that will produce up by itself. So there's some, but they'll do better if you got multiple. So Bing, Black Tartarian, that takes 2. So generally in Chino Valley, you got a little bit bigger properties out there and unlimited water, a lot of you. So get 2. Yeah. But if you want, you can have 1. We've also got a number of, they call them cocktail trees. Mm-hmm. We've grafted several varieties of peaches or an apricot peach and several varieties of apples on the same trunk. So one tree can have 3, 4, 5 different varieties of fruit on the same tree. Mm-hmm. Now they're designed to help each other fruit better. Mm-hmm. So now you just have one and they all pollinate each other. So there's ways around it. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to bring in more of those cocktail trees because there's so many small yards here. The smaller lots, you just don't have room for 3 trees. You have room for 1, but I want apples. We got you covered here at Waters Garden Center. So
yeah, that's true. We're actually getting some really cool trees. I'll probably talk about it next week.
Okay.
But we are getting some pretty cool fruit trees in. Yep. But our next question is from Lena. Wants to know, she's new to the area, wants to know when is the best time to be putting in those cool season veggies, your lettuce, kale, Swiss chard. When do you plant those?
Well, I had someone obviously from the Valley or Palm Springs or someplace. They were looking for tomatoes. Going, it's just not time. So, but cool season.
Yeah.
We probably have those coming in. So the roses arrived. So probably the cool season will be in a couple of weeks. So usually just after Valentine's, we'll start bringing in all the leafy crops. So like Lena's asking, the cabbage, kale, Brussels sprouts, all the things you're harvesting, the foliage or the stems, broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, lettuce, will all be in then. And you can put those in now. So get your soils ready right now and let it percolate. Pray for another storm. Get it all set. And then you need some moisture to kind of settle things down. And then by the end of this month, the latest, you can start putting those things in the ground. I would say potatoes, onions, garlic, asparagus, all that stuff, strawberries. They can probably all start going in by the end of this month. But for sure, March, you are full plant mode by then. So it's time. Lena, come talk to us. Come visit. We're lonely here.
No. Well, yeah, we are. All right. Gary says, I didn't think camellias would grow here, but a neighbor told me you carry them. Do you have them and will they grow here?
Yeah, so good. Gary, I'm glad you're neighborly and you've got garden neighbors. So they're kind of getting you going. Yes, there's like 2 or 3 varieties. So most camellias, no, will not grow here. They're more of a tropical plant. But there are a couple hybrids that they figured out how to get more antifreeze in them. It's all about the cold winters. That's what takes them out. We've got one called Ice Princess series.
Ice Angel.
Ice Angel, basically with the word ice or snow in their name. And you know they're hardy. The flower will be maybe 4 or 5 inches across, not the ones that are as big as your hand.
Right.
But they compensate for just more blossoms. They'll have twice as many as a standard tree type of camellias, let's say from California you're used to. That's probably Gary's from the West Coast. We'll call them out, but they grow a lot of beautiful camellias in the Northwest, that area.
Yeah.
They can grow here too. They'll generally be shrubs, not a tree. And generally they'll be maybe chest high or so. They generally like a little more shade than sun, although they'll take some sun. They just don't want that midday in June.
Right.
That's really hard on them.
None of us do.
Yeah, especially camellias. But yes, you can grow those. I only have those in the winter because it's a winter bloomer. As soon as maybe we've got 40 or 50 of them right now. When those are out, we're gone for the season until the next winter. And they are very heavily budded right now, like a rhododendron. They've got that big, a heavy bud on them. So it's time to plant those, get them in the ground, put them in pots. They're great at the front door in a big container. They're glorious. They're evergreen. They smell good. They got a lot going on for them. Underneath a covered patio or something. That's a place to put them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, by golly, you're short-winded today. Usually I have 3 questions and then we never finish them all.
So what's the most exciting? You've had so many plants that came in this week. What's the most exciting thing you've seen that you kind of went, oh, I want one of those at our house, which we're packed. But there's always room for one more. Well, whatever.
Okay. Well, we got 2 loads of houseplants in this week. So if there's a houseplant that we don't have, I would be amazed.
It's a jungle in there.
It is amazing. And I'm going, I want that one and that one. And I'm like, oh, I'm already got a lot, but I have a few picked out. I got a Rex begonia.
Oh, nice. Is it in bloom?
No, but it's got some buds, so it's going to bloom. But the leaves are gorgeous. Yeah, they're kind of a red, gray. Yeah. Oh, it's so beautiful. I know right where I'm going to put it. It's going to drive you nuts.
No, I like it. So in our house, as long as you're pretty, you're welcome. The second you get any kind of ugliness to you, it's in the dumpster. Or you're put on the front door to freeze to death.
True. But I've had very good success lately. Yeah. I haven't killed a houseplant in a long time.
We are out of time, Lisa. Yeah. Thank you very much for being here. Great questions this week. So Ken and Lisa Lain, the mountain gardeners, be right back after this. Water's Garden companion plants of February are peony, Calgary carpet juniper, lily of the valley, and pinyon pines.
Pinyon pine have thick evergreen needles providing year-round beauty and summer shade.
It's a local native that blend equally well in a modern or Mediterranean-style landscape.
Go ahead, enjoy the buttery rich pine nuts from your own backyard.
You'll have plenty of nuts, and pine are deer and javelina proof.
Shop the most trees in Prescott by store or online at watersgardencenter.com. You're listening to Ken Lain, aka the Top 10 Gardener. Ken can be found throughout the week in Prescott at Waters Family Garden Center. Listen daily as he answers the top 10 questions of the week, streaming on Apple, Google, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts.